everybody, this is Abby with Scrap and Abby, and I am doing a video. I'm gonna probably call this dressing up your Dollar Tree goodies or something along that line. So I wanted to share with you a couple different ways that you could really utilize the different embellishments you buy from the Dollar Tree and dress them up a little bit and add them to projects that you're probably working on, or actual projects featuring, focusing on these items themselves. So what I'm going to be using in today's video are these adorable bows that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, probably about a month or so ago. And I know that my local Dollar Tree still has quite a few of these. So if you guys haven't used these or picked them up yet, and you like the ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you, make sure you head to your Dollar Tree and get some. These flowers are so cute. And as I said in my initial haul video when I purchased these, I typically don't buy already flowers like this or bows because I can make them myself. I mean, obviously I buy like, Prima and all those kinds of things, but like kind of the off-brand type of things I don't typically buy because I don't think they're very cute. But when I saw these were just adorable, and they're fine to use just as they are, but I kind of wanted to show you a couple of things that I've done to dress these up. So here are some altered clothespins, and these have the, let me actually take it out of the bag here just a sec, guys. So I altered some clothespins, and they're just the wooden ones that you can buy from like Walmart, the Dollar Tree, places like that. And let me just pull these out here so you guys can get a closer look. These particular clothespins have the bows on there, and you can see that I just I just used like a Q-tip or a paintbrush, I can't remember which, and I just smeared some of the different stickles on there just to kind of make them pop a little bit. And that's what I did on each of the 4 bows that I used on these altered clothespins, and they just really dress them up. I just think it's so adorable. These are just some flowers from my stash, some pearls, some cheesecloth, and this is some Webster's Pages fabric washi tape, and then I just glued those on. So I think it's just a really fun way, and I just kind of want to share the idea with you guys just in case you find these items and you're not really sure how you can kind of dress them up a little bit for your projects. So another item from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to be using in this was actually going to be in one of my Dollar Tree reviews, which I still will do, is that typically I use score tape when I 99% of the time use score tape as far as my dry adhesive on projects, especially like on these, because it just stays really well. But this time I wanted to use the Dollar Tree liquid adhesive because I wanted to test it out and to see how well it really worked. So I'm not going to be using the fabric washi tape because it's already got a sticky back on it. So, and then some of the fabric washi tape I have doesn't have a sticky back, but this particular one did, so I didn't have to use any score tape on it. But I'm just going to be putting some different craft papers on a few of these clothespins and then using this liquid adhesive to do that. So kind of what's kind of going in my head as far as ideas, I want to show you how you can alter like a glassine bag, how you can dress up a tag, and then the alter clothespins. So the papers I'm going to be using, I'm pulling some from this Metro Garden paper pad by Hampton Art, and then the London Market from Pink Paisley, really super cute pack. And then this is Simple Stories. This is the Hello Baby one. So I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies and stuff ready and get everything all ready to set to go, and I'll come back when I'm ready to start assembling the different projects. See you in just a minute. Okay, so I've gathered a few different supplies to work on the different projects that I mentioned in the first part of the video. So I'm going to break it apart into working on off of the flowers and then into the clothespins. So I'm going to do the flowers first. So what I grabbed is just random bits of some May Arts trim that I have left over from some projects, and then a couple of doilies that I'm going to use for the gift bag. And I decided to make like a little gift bag in addition to the glassine bag too. I'm going to use some doilies and then a few pieces of the paper off of this here, which I'll cut off camera. That way I don't hold you guys up watching me just cut paper, because that's not very exciting. And then this is the little tag I wanted to use. Going to cut a piece of this paper and stick it onto that. And then for the flowers, I'm going to be using a combination of some liquid pearls and some stickles. So I'm going to use liquid pearls on one, stickles on another, and then I have just some white craft paint that I'm going to put on the other one. So I'm going to get everything cut and prepped and ready to go, and then I'll be right back. Okay, back. I got all my paper already cut and trimmed down to the size I wanted it to be for each project, and then I also distressed the edges and then used some frayed burlap ink on the edges of all the papers and the tag that I wanted to do. So what you're seeing here is kind of how my design process is. I kind of lay things out, kind of pull things from here and there and add to it. And so this is what this gift bag is going to look like with the addition of some trims that I'll put on at the end. But this is kind of give me an idea. And then I already have the flowers picked out that I'm going to put on this one. Same thing for this glassine sack. I just got 2 pieces of cardstock, wrapped it on the back, so I like to make the back look like it has something on it. And then I will also use another flower on the corner of this, and then on the tag I'm going to be using this bit of cardstock that I've already distressed as well, and then just this little bit of trim right here, and then a flower in the corner. So because I need to layer some different trims and stuff that I haven't decided yet what I want to use from this pile, I'm going to do I'm just going to show you the gluing just on the tag itself and not these items, because I don't want to have this portion of the video being 20 minutes because I sit here and I decide back and forth. I'm not like a fast crafter. I'm not like whip it out fast. I'm probably a little slow, but that's okay. Unless, you know, on the creative part a little bit for me. So anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the gluing on these off camera, but I promise you I will be using the liquid adhesive, which is the purpose of having it in this video. Normally I would use score tape on this. I wouldn't even use liquid adhesive, but I want to try it and see how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take care of getting the flowers and the one bow ready to go. That way they can be off to the side drying while I'm doing the rest of this part here. So I'm going to be using this flower and this one on this actual gift bag here, and then this bow right here is also going to be used on the clothespin for this gift bag, and then this flower is going to be used on this tag, and then I'm going to use this one on this glassine sack. So what I did is this is just the packaging from the glue. I just mixed together some of the white white paint and then some of this craft paint together. That way it wasn't just a stark bright white, because as you can see this is kind of a, you know, a taupey tone on there, so I didn't want to make it like a bright white flower. So I'm going to go ahead and just dip my paintbrush into this, and I'll zoom the camera in a little bit so you guys, yeah, there we go. I'm using my left hand, so I'm doing it backwards. It feels weird. So we're going to go ahead and push those out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and get this up here so you guys can see me. And I leave my product on the tag it comes in. It just makes it something more stable for me to mess with, and then when I'm done I peel it off, and then I put this back in the packaging and put it away in my flower storage. So that's just kind of a tip too. I don't like to pull it off. I just have a little bit more stability to kind of move it around, and then I can set it off on something on the side of my desk, and it's on something solid that's not going to flop off and fall on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit of craft paint on my brush. Let me get this in camera here, and just get a little bit on there. And I'm just gonna, nothing too fancy or anything, I'm just gonna kind of brush along the edges of this flower just to kind of give it a little bit of texture. Really, more than anything, we're just kind of adding texture, and you can do that just by adding bits of color. It doesn't even have to be like a raised texture in the sense of like a craft sand mixed with paint, which is something I do quite a bit, or, you know, the different types of you know, like the glass beads and the different types of mediums that you can get from Golden, which I do have those as well. I use those in my art journal more than anything. And, you know, I'm just kind of going around, just kind of, I'm not really painting too flat, I'm kind of pouncing it, as you can kind of see me doing there, and that kind of gives us that raised edge just a little bit. And then I'm going to come onto this pink one and kind of do a little bit there, and then maybe on this side over here just a little bit on this part of the petal. And if I go off onto the acetate, it's fine, because this is going to dry and I can put it back in the package, no problem. So sometimes you kind of have to go off your edges a little bit so you can kind of get that look you're going for. So we'll just do that. I'll put a little bit on this corner here, nothing too fancy-wancy. And I can also take my heat tool to this, but this is actually working out perfectly because I need to go pick up my daughter from school here pretty quickly, so I'll be able to let these kind of dry on their own naturally while I go pick her up, and we got a couple errands we're going to run. So I'll be back to do the actual rest of the video once I'm done with all those errands. Just kind of futz it around a little bit, just kind of add a little bit to it. And then I'm going to do a little bit up here on the centerpiece too. And you clearly don't have to do anything at all to these flowers. I mean, they're absolutely adorable just the way they come. But I think it's kind of fun to kind of alter things too, you know, not just always have them just the way they come packaged. It's just kind of fun, and it just kind of adds your own little touch, I think, too. So, and I'm not even trying to be perfect. I don't care. It's kind of a shabby kind of a look, and that's what I'm going for. So I'm just going to kind of go ahead and pounce a little bit. See these areas right here? I have a little bit of the paint. I kind of don't want it smooth like that. I want to pounce my brush in there just so I can kind of get some of that texture, which is what I'm kind of going for. So you see I'm kind of pouncing it, and it makes it where it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's kind of bumpy. That's what I'm looking for. Just kind of that rough edge, and then it, in a way, kind of mimics the distressed paper too that is on this gift bag. And I am actually going to be using this a lot of times when I make stuff for design team projects and such. I don't really have a purpose for the item, so I kind of either display it in my house, or I'll give it away to family or friends or something, just as a nicey nice. But this is actually a purpose. I have one of my nieces in law is having a baby, her second baby, so I'm going to send a little something in this. And I won't say what because she might be watching this video, but I'm going to be sending a little something in the gift sack I'm making. So that is the first flower, just using the craft paint. And then I have containers where I can put this in there, or I can even wrap this with saran wrap, and I've done that before too, and it stays good for a few days, so that way I won't be wasting that paint. And the next thing I'm going to do is use, let's do the bow real quick, so I don't forget to do that. So on the bow, I'm just going to be putting some of these crystal stickles on there, just to kind of make it look a little bit, you know, kind of pizzazzy a little bit. So all I do is just squeeze some of the stickles on, like that and like this, and then we're going to go on the bow part too, kind of down here. And then what I do is, you can use a paintbrush if you want to, but I found just using my cheapo Dollar Tree clothespins, they work too. So I'm kind of holding this up in the air, trying to be still. And I'm just going to basically spread the stickles around, you know, just kind of like you're icing a cake or something like that. And that way you can get kind of the edges and just kind of go all the way around there. And I'm actually going to be using this same type of application on one of the flowers too. So, and this is the bow that's going on the clothespin for that little gift sack. So I think that'll be really cute and kind of tied together. Kind of get underneath there so it looks like you got it all the way around. Kind of get the edges. Just, you know, real simple. Just what we've all been doing for several years with the stickles and stuff. You know, nothing fancy-wancy. Just kind of seeing how that dresses up that bow. It just looks so stinking cute. Something else you could do is also put like some glitter, or some of the really fine glitter on there. I've done that before on some projects too, or even some craft sand. It looks really, really pretty. But that's just kind of a fun, simple way to dress up the bow. And it dries fairly quickly, I've found. So I'm going to be putting stickles on, I gotta think which one, this one here. So I'm going to add some stickles to this flower. Make sure you guys can see me okay. And I think what we'll do is probably just put it on the music portion of the flower, the music sheet. That way it just kind of stands out and kind of accentuates that music sheet a little bit better. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing okay. Now, before I turn this part of the video off, before I'm done, my daughter may call me, so you guys might hear my phone ring, so I apologize for that. I typically turn my phone on silent when I'm doing a video, but I left it up today because I didn't want to miss her call. So sometimes I get so engrossed. And you can use the other end of your Q-tip to get any of the excess off that you did not mean to go on there. And since this paper is kind of slick, it wipes off super easy. So it's almost like it's got a coating on it or something, and seeing it comes off just perfectly. So what I was saying earlier in the first part of the video when I was talking about how I typically don't buy these kinds of flowers, it's not because I'm trying to say, oh, my handmade stuff is all that. That's not what I mean. But like on, what flower did I see? This flower here. You see how you can see some of the adhesive? Hopefully you guys can see the adhesive is kind of oozing out that they used. That just bugs me. I have OCD, so it just kind of bugs me that that looks that way, and it's not even fully in the center. Whoops. So that kind of thing just kind of bugs me. That's what I meant by not always buying these kinds of flowers. But you know, they're super cute, and I certainly couldn't make this many for just $1. So at least not with all the stuff I put on everything. So there's that. Just a kind of a nice, sweet, simple little touch right there. And then now we'll go ahead and get out the perfect pearls, or liquid pearls, I mean, that I have. Yeah, liquid pearls from Ranger. I can't find the color for this, but on the bottle. So I always take everything out of the packaging and store it in my different storage areas. So for this one, I'm just going to go around on, I'm trying to think how I want to do that. I think what I'll do, since this pearl is not in the center, I won't go around here because I think that'd make that really a lot more obvious it wasn't centered. So I'm just going to kind of go around, I think, on the edges of this flower and kind of add, do I want it there or do I want it in the bottom? Let me just do a little bit here real quick and see which one I like better. Oops, this kind of goobered out on me. Just a second, let me wipe that tip off. And this is just all part of the creative process, you guys, just kind of deciding what you like better. So let me just kind of look at these and see what I like the best. Let me just pull it away from camera real quick so I can take a look and see what I like better. I think I'm going to do it on the green. I think it stands out more on the green. So let me get that Q-tip I was using, and we'll just wipe off that bit on the top there. It comes off real easy. So I'm going to do my best to hold this steady and kind of just go around. So this isn't going to be the most perfect this isn't going to be the most perfection of a liquid pearls demonstration, just so you guys know. I'm just kind of going around a little bit here, trying to make it where you guys can see what I'm doing too. So just going to kind of go around and just do some little dots around the flower, and it's okay if they're a little bit different sized. It's kind of weird how some things bug me and some things don't, as far as like things not being centered, but then I'm not too particular if something's not the same size all the way around. It's just a quirk. I'm just kind of a quirky person, I guess you could say. But I guess that's what makes each of us unique, huh? So there's that. I haven't used these pearls in quite a while, so I'm not really sure of the drying time for these. So I kind of wanted to test that too with the errands I have to run. So, and oops, I just goobered on that one. And I don't know if see, I told you guys, that's gonna bug me. I gotta take that off and redo that part because it's bugging me. I don't like it. So I don't know if and you guys can comment below and let me know if you use your heat tool on these pearls, do they bubble up or will they dry? You know, I just didn't want it to have like a bubbled look on it. So let me know. Sorry, let it focus there for a second. There we go. So just, yeah, comment and let me know about that, because, you know, I've never used a heat tool on them. I mean, I guess I could just try it and see, but, you know, if you guys know, that would save me the step of having to do that. But I typically will do that. I will, if any painting or spraying or, you know, that kind of stuff that I need to do where it needs time to dry, I will always, sorry, I'm trying to hold my hand steady here. I will always do that part first and then let it sit off to the side to dry while I'm working on the rest of the project, which I think is probably what everybody does, because that's pretty much common sense, but just wanted to share that with you. All right. Oops, I hope I was on camera, you guys. I'm trying to watch the camera as well as what I'm trying to do, so I apologize. If I laid it on my craft table and zoom my camera in, you guys would, you only have a view of my hair, I think, so, because I have my hair up in a bun, and I think that would cover the camera because I'd have to get really close to it to look at it. Of course, I guess the problem would be solved if I just wore my glasses like I'm supposed to. So there we go, last one. All right, perfect. So there's that. Put the cap on the pearls, and then I think I'll have just enough time to go ahead and show you the gluing on that tag. So there are the pearls. It just kind of adds a little bit of oomph to the flower, I think. You could also spread some stickles on here if you wanted to. I might. I'll see how it looks when it's dry. But there is the stickle flower, and then the one with the paint on it, and then our bow that I showed you guys. So really super simple, easy techniques that you can use to kind of dress these items up. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing on the sack there. Okay, I'm just going to set these two babies off to the side so they can dry. Let me get my ink out of the way. I craft on a farm table. It's one of two that I have, and they're obviously massive because you can use them for a dining table, but every time I do this, I swear I only give myself a 12 by 12 section to work on because I just spread out so much stuff. So again, this is the tag. I am going to switch out this topper, which I'll show you at the end, and then I'm just going to glue some adhesive on here, and or glue, put some adhesive. So again, this is the liquid adhesive craft, or what does it say, cone liquid? Oh, it's in a different language. I thought it said cone. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, so it's Crafter Square liquid adhesive from the Dollar Tree. And when you open it up, you have to snip off the top. And I had to snip down quite that far. I don't really like to have that big of a hole, but that's where how far down you have to go. So normally I would use, like I said, score tape or something like that, but I'm just going to use this liquid adhesive because I want to test it and see how well it works. And I didn't mean to put that much on. Whoa, baby. That's why I don't like such big holes, but also I probably was a little bit squeezing a little bit hard. So I'm just going to take a toothpick and kind of spread it around. You could also use a Q-tip again if you wanted to do that. Whichever item you wanted to do, and just kind of spread it around a little bit all over. It really smells a lot like Elmer's glue now that I have it out of the bottle. So I don't know if it's just similar to Elmer's glue or not, but it smells just like the school glue. So, and this is another one of my quirks. I know I could just squiggle a little bit and just kind of put it down, but I like to have it spread out all over the place. I just don't want any of the edges peeling up or anything like that on me, so when I don't want them to be. Alrighty, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the tag. Get my hands wiped off, and I think I'm going to have it where it's up just a little bit, not totally flush on the bottom of the tag. And just press it down. I don't see anything leaking out, which is good. I kind of went to the edge a little bit on purpose just because I wanted to see if it would squish out, and it hasn't. And I'll show you guys. And it goes on nice and flat. I don't see any bubbling. The paper doesn't feel like it's going to, tear or it's anything like that. So I'm happy with that, and it's not moving. I'm trying to move it and it's stuck. It's where it's going to be, so it's perfect. I like it. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish getting the bags and the tag together, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back on camera and show you guys how you can use those on the clothespins. Now I'm not going to be doing any different of a technique on the clothespins, the bows and the flowers for the clothespins. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of repeat what I just showed you guys, and then I'll come back when everything's dry and when I get everything assembled, so you can see how the final product looks. So again, just to show you, the techniques I'm going to be doing off camera are exactly what I just shared with you guys. The glitter, the pearls, and the painting, and then the glitter. So that way it's just kind of the same thing, but I won't bore you guys with watching the kind of the same repetitiveness. Now the only other adhesive I am going to be using on this are my tiny glue dots, because the trim I'm going to use on the tag is a little bit thin, and I don't know if the liquid adhesive would just seep through that. And it does not say in the bottle if it dries clear or not, and I don't want to take that chance since I'm actually going to be sending this to somebody. So I'm going to use my glue dots for this piece, but other than that, I'm using no other adhesive other than the liquid adhesive and then those glue dots. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Bye. Hi guys, okay, I'm back. So I don't exactly remember where I left off in the last segment because I actually wasn't able to come back down and finish this tutorial the same day. So I'm hoping I left off with just the project for the clothespins. So what I'll do at the very end of this is I will recap all the other projects I just completed in case I didn't show them to you, and I apologize if it's a repeat. So for the last part of this tutorial, I wanted to show you guys how I altered the clothespins that I showed you here in the beginning, the very first part of the video. The only thing I did differently is I used the liquid adhesive instead of my score tape, which is how I always put down the base, like on top of the clothespin, the paper, and then also like if I'm using cheesecloth or I'm using any of the decorative fabric tapes or something. Because the point of this video was to show you how to dress up some of your Dollar Tree embellishments, and I wanted to kind of do a review on this liquid adhesive. So I went ahead and did these three off camera just to save time, so I didn't keep you guys too long. So only thing I changed from the last segment is I actually added some craft sand, and what I did is it's a mixture I make with just the white paint and then just your basic white craft sand that you can buy at Joann's or Michael's or Walmart, any place like that. So I did add that, and then just to kind of give it that little bit of a distressed look, I went ahead and just inked it with my Tim Holtz distress tool, and I just bopped around the top of that. But as far as everything else, it's all the same. The glittering and then the painting, I did that too. So there are the three, and I'm going to make the fourth one just to show you guys how to do that. Of course, there are a ton of videos on YouTube for altering clothespins and such, but just to show you this as part of this review. So this was the paper I chose to use on the clothespins, and I'm just going to show you how I already did one side just to kind of save time. You can see that there. So like I said, what I did when I made my other ones is I would put score tape down because I just love using score tape, but I really wanted to make sure I was doing a proper review of the adhesive. So I'm just going to squeeze some on to the clothespin. Oops. There we go. And I figured out you kind of have to have a pretty good control of that. I'm wanting to squeeze it out hard like I do with my Beacon 3-in-1 because you kind of have to do that. So I just had to get used to, you know, putting the right pressure on that so it doesn't glob out like it did earlier. So I'm just using, I have a ton of these wooden coffee stir sticks from Starbucks. We had a bunch left over from something we had, so I just use those for various purposes, and I just use that just to, you know, kind of spread out the glue. So if you have words on your project, then you're going to want to, and you want, say I wanted this part to show, I want to make sure that I'm gluing this on the back side where I want it to go, but I just want it to be plain up here with just the pattern because that's how the other ones are. So I'm just going to go ahead and just press this down so it's the glue side here, and I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to press this down. Actually, this side is a little bit more straight. There, we'll do that. So we'll just take it and then I'm just going to press this down, and if your edge is straight, you want to place it as close to the edge as you can because that's just going to make it one less cut you have to do. Okay, there it is. Just kind of give it a little bit of a press. And I have to say, I distressed this, and I'll show you, I was really impressed with this adhesive because it didn't pull the paper off, and I was worried about that. So I just put it on there, and you can see it stuck on there, which is fantastic. If you're doing a bunch, what I did before is I put like all 4 or 6 or however many packs I was making at the time. You can do that. Just make sure you leave enough room for you to cut between this clothespin and the next one's all you got to do. So I'm going to just cut it off the paper because I feel it's easier for me to kind of control it when I have it off the larger piece of cardstock. Now I've done this both ways. You can just use your fine edge scissors like you use to fussy cut things. I have a couple different pairs, like I have this one, and then I have a couple pairs of these, like, you know, little yellow cutters, or you can even use your craft knife if you want to do that. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with scissors, and it's really easy. So you just, you know, I just hold it up in the air like this so it's easier for me to do, and then I just kind of go along the edge there and just snip it off. And if you find that you have any pieces hanging off you don't like, you can use your you just want to snip off the tip there too. You can just use your craft knife to get off any of those edges that might be hanging over that you don't like, and if it's bugging you. So you can kind of see that it's a little bit over right here because of this little metal piece, but I'm going to distress this so it doesn't really matter too much, and this is the side where I'm going to be putting the embellishment, so this part will be covered anyway. And that's another tip. You want to look at these and see which side looks the best, and then that's the one you want to have on the front, and then because you can cover, or excuse me, the side that has like any imperfections, like how this paper is bubbling out, I use that side to put the embellishments on, and then the back side, because you never know if somebody's going to hang these where they can see the back side of the clip. So I always like to make sure the back side of my projects look nice, just for that reason. So I hope that made sense. So what I'm going to do, I already have everything pre-cut, again, just to kind of save time. I just cut a strip of some cheesecloth. I cut down my little pearl sprays. I have a little bit of, you know, one of these kind of, I did a video for my sequin storage, and these look like the shape of an eye. I don't know what they're technically called, but they're little flat back pearl embellishment. And then I have a flower that I've already put some shimmer glitz on. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this put together. So normally, like I told you guys before, I would use score tape, but since I want to really test this glue, and I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of difficulty talking today. I tell you, my facial pain is really bugging me. So And then I just do this. If you don't have something like this, you know, you of course can use your finger, or you can, I know some people probably use like a paintbrush or something, but I don't want to do that, or, you know, whatever you have just to smear it. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. I do it because I want to make sure the adhesive is evenly spread across that. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see me a little bit better. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. So you can see right here where I just kind of, maybe you can kind of see where I spread that glue. And I'm just going to take this bit of cheesecloth that I cut down, and I'm just going to stick it on the bottom. Sorry guys, I need to adjust my camera tripod because it's I like to have a little bit closer to me than what it is currently. Anyway, so that's on there just fine. And what I do is I kind of just take my fingernail, or you can take anything, a toothpick or whatever, and you can see how the cheesecloth is so easy to just kind of pull apart and distress it. That is because I like it to have a distressed look. If you don't like that, you can keep it just straight. You can use a different type of fabric that is not so easy to pull apart if you don't want that, because as you're using these, you know, you could touch it and strands could fall off. So if you don't like that look, then I would just suggest using something different than the cheesecloth, but I like how that looks. So, and then the next thing we're going to do, and I have my glue gun already turned on, and I am using my glue gun for this next couple parts, where I put these on, this piece, and the flower and the bow, because I'm not sure if the liquid adhesive, this particular, would actually hold these items on securely enough. I don't know. I probably should test it and see, but I'm just going to use the hot glue for this. Alrighty, so what I'm going to put down first are my 3 little bits of sprays, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on here, just a little bit above the end there. And then what I'm doing is I clip these off, so I had just 3 and then 2 showing. Is you don't want your pearls to hang down past the closure part, because then if you're using this to clip on a banner or something like that, then it's, you know, it's going to be in the way. So it's okay if it hangs over just like that much. Oops, sorry guys, that much. But you don't want it to be hanging over, you know, where like a ½ inch or something like that. And I'm just going to put this down, this one here, and I'm just kind of pressing it in the glue. And even if my hot glue isn't as hot as it was when I first put it down, it doesn't matter, because these are still going to stay in place, because I'm going to glue the flower down in just a moment. So, boy, this stuff is stringy. Okay, I'm going to get the last one on there, and then you can kind of just position these wherever you want. It's really up to you how you want to design your project. So I'm going to just cut off this little bit here, because I think if I tried to pull it off, I would probably get more of the, most of it off, because the glue's on there. So that's how the sprays are. And then, oops, I guess I didn't get that in the glue. So let's put a little bit, another dot right there. If you guys could only see my embarrassed face for that falling off right now. But here we go. Put that in. There. Now it's in place. So now what we're going to do next is put on the flower, and you can pick whichever side. And again, I put some little glistening, some of the where is it, Lindy Stamping Spray, the Glitz Spritz, and this is in the sterling silver, or scintillating silver. I love this one. I use it so much, and I'm always buying more because I just love the way it looks shimmery. But I do want to make my own shimmer. I know there's lots of tutorials out there for it, but Tmika with Scrapdaworld, she has, you guys should go check her out. I'll link her channel below. She's amazing. And she has a tutorial where you can make different kinds of sprays, and I'm going to try that for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and put the flower on. I'm just going to center it here. And right here in the center, oops, because I want the pearl spray to kind of show a little bit, but not, you know, I don't want it down that far. I kind of want it here, but you guys, of course, can position it wherever you like. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of my flower, and I'm putting it kind of on the side and then on the bottom here, because we're going to set this down. That way it'll stay nice and secure on the clothespin. So I'm just going to take this here and then put this on top, just like that. And then I have just a little bit, and it's on there nice and secure. And then you don't really see it too much on the side, because I make sure I just kind of keep it on the middle of the petals there. So, and then the last thing I'm going to do, actually second to last thing I'm going to do, is put the bow on. And this is the one where I just spread the stickles on it. So I'm just going to take that. And I have been actually kind of popping off, well, one of them just came off when I pulled it off the plastic, but the little adhesive piece that's on there. I'm just pulling that off because I want to position the flowers in a different angle than what this would allow me to do. So let's put that over there. And I just want to make sure that I'm paying attention to the script, that I'm not putting it upside down. Just gonna get my glue gun, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here on the back, like that. And then I'm just going to position this on the top, and I'm going to kind of angle it forward a little bit so it kind of looks like it's like that. So it's kind of tucked in really cute, so you can still see the script a little bit, or the pattern of whatever bow you use. You can kind of see it a little bit there. And then I'm just going to kind of go back up here and kind of spread out some of that cheesecloth a little bit. And again, like I said, if you guys don't like that look, you seriously don't have to do that. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Now this next part, my nails kind of get in the way. I love my nails, and sometimes they're a great asset, especially when I'm crafting. And it's actually, these nails have actually saved my fingertips before when I've been in the kitchen cooking, so it's kind of crazy. But trying to grab this little flat back pearl thing is kind of tricky, so don't laugh at me, you guys, if I drop it a few times. I debated on even doing this on camera, but you know what, I'm going to be real, because we all have faux pas. It's not just, you know, the pros. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it in my hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of push over. And of course you can put this on first if you want to, which is probably the better idea to do, but I've already been kind of doing it this way, so I'm just going to kind of stick with what I've been doing. Just put a little bit of glue on there, and you can also put it on top of the flat back pearl if you want to, but I like to just go ahead and put it on. Oops, see, I told you guys. My glue's probably dry now, doggone it. But I had a hard time holding it. Yeah, it is. I had a hard time holding it in my hand with the glue. So, and it's probably because of my nails, I'm guessing. And normally I would just use a tiny glue dot, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this since I already have my glue gun all heated up already. So I'm just going to take this baby and stick it on there. Ah! Alright, you guys. I'm looking like a real big fool right now, aren't I? I told you. At least I had a disclaimer about it. Oh my word. Let me just cut that bit of glue off here. So clearly I am not the master at putting these on. And I tell you guys, I had a little bit of difficulty getting it in my hand, but I did not have near this much trouble. I guess it's just kind of one of those things. So I'm sorry, you guys, that I'm making so many mistakes on this. Okay, now let's cooperate. Yay! Third time's a charm. Got it on. Whew. So I think what I'll probably do next time is probably put this down first. That's probably the better thing to do. But like I said, it was kind of a last minute option because I did the first clothespin and I thought it was just too plain down there. So I wanted to kind of add something else. So I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Alright, so that is the completed thing. The completed clothespin. So also another little addition you can do is I have my frayed burlap distress ink. Just use my ink distressing tool, and I didn't bother doing the bottom part because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. I'm just kind of going around and I'm just distressing the top up here a little bit, and on the back side I'm going to do the whole back side because you can see that. So like I said, if somebody hangs this in an area or uses it in an area where you can see the back side, it's kind of like to make the back side look finished as well. So, and normally I would do that before I put all this stuff on, but I wanted to save this last step to show you guys on camera. So that is the back of it. And then there is your altar clothespin. So it's really cute, quick, fun craft idea, and you can use it for all kinds of things. And it's just kind of a fun way to dress up your Dollar Tree embellishments. And like I said at the beginning of the video, these are absolutely adorable in their normal, you know, initial state, but it's just kind of fun to dress them up a little bit. So I'm hoping that I gave you guys some ideas on how you can dress up your different projects, or excuse me, items from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to move that mat, and I'm going to bring in everything else I did just to make sure, because I don't know if I don't think I showed you guys that, or maybe even any of it. I don't think I showed you any of the completed stuff. So let me just get that together here. So there are the 3 items I created in the first or second segment, and here are the 4 clothespins that we just did in the last segment. So there are the projects. You stand up there. There we go. So just kind of a fun way, like I said, just to kind of utilize and use your items from the Dollar Tree or even the dollar section, dollar spot at Target. And I do have some projects lined up to show you guys how to use those in different projects and to also kind of dress those up as well if you want to do that. So this was actually, I'd say overall, out of this liquid adhesive, I would buy it again and I will use it again. I don't think I will use it on paper like I did on this tag initially, because I just don't like that look of a wet glue used to adhere paper to another piece of paper. No matter how thinly I spread it or how little I seem to use it, it always seems to either kind of want to warp the project, or you can see the bubbles where it is. And I just don't like that, for me personally. So, but I would definitely will use this to put, you know, paper on the clothespins, onto wet items, to putting down you know, using it for flower applications like I used on in the green leaves. I used on here, I use this glue and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to show you guys. And for this one, this is a little bit thicker cardstock, so I just used the adhesive real sparingly, and it didn't seem to warp this one so much. But this paper here, this is a little bit thinner, and because this tag is a little bit thinner cardstock, I had it where it was kind of bowing. You guys can see how it's kind of twisted like that. And so I just kind of kept playing with it before I put the embellishments on. So just in case I didn't show you all the tags, here is this one here, or the projects, excuse me. And this is the one I glued on camera with the glue, the adhesive. I did use glue dots on this because I was worried about the adhesive seeping through. And it doesn't say that it dries clear, so I didn't want that to show through. And then here's the embellished flower with the liquid pearls that I did with you guys. And then I just tucked in some crinkle ribbon and distressed the edge of it. And I think it's just a really cute tag. And I topped it off with more of that crinkle ribbon that I intentionally distressed. But if you guys don't like that look, you don't have to do that, of course. So there's that project. And then here's the completed little gift bag that I put together for my sister, or excuse me, my niece-in-law and nephew. So, and this is another thing, I used the liquid adhesive on the back of the doily, just a really thin amount, and because the doily is so thin, you could see the liquid adhesive through it, like where it was, and I don't like that. So I just put a little bit of this trim on the back just to kind of cover a little bit, and then just used a smaller clothespin. I added another one of the bows that I just spread some of the stickles on there, and then I just wrapped over a doily, and then two of the cut aparts from that paper pad I showed you guys. I used the staples. I like using that just to kind of give it another interest point, I suppose, and kind of add another bit of texture to the project. And then down here was just the paper. I added some more of the pearl sprays. This is one of the flowers I used that craft paint on that I showed you guys I mixed together. And here's another one with the stickles. And then I use a staple to put on some of this Mayart's trim, and then I glued everything down. The ribbon and the paper and this paper here were all done with that liquid adhesive. So all they have to do is just take the clip off and then open it up, and they can get the gift out. So I went ahead and glued these to the doily. That way the person can, they can open it if they want to reuse it for something else, or, you know, just kind of display in their nursery or whatever it is they want to do with that. And then the other item is this glassine bag, a little gift bag. You could use it to put, you know, a note or a gift card, or sharing some embellishments like, you know, a washi tape sample, or, you know, a bit of some blings, or even some of these, you know, different stick pins, and whatever your imagination can think of, you can put in this here for other people. So I just went ahead and put that Marion Smith cardstock. Oh no, this wasn't Marion Smith, I apologize. This was from Webster's Pages. And then I used the liquid adhesive. This is a bit of some washi tape, and then I used liquid adhesive to put down this bit of trim from Mayart's. This is the flower, and this has some of that same craft paint. I kind of dabbed it on. Hoping you guys can kind of see that texture. That's kind of what I was going for. And then these are just the green leaf backing off some other flowers that I pulled this off, because I typically don't use the flowers with the green on the back. Sometimes, I don't know, I just don't like that for the most part. And then just kind of tuck them back there, use that liquid adhesive, use it for the flower, even though it has an adhesive square on the back. I popped that off, and I went ahead and used the liquid adhesive, and it stuck on there perfectly. So this is really cute and fun. I think you could fold this over, and you could even put on another one of those tiny clothespins to give it away, and put a bow on that as well. That'd be super cute. And then for the final project, these are the altered clothespins for you guys. And you saw me make that last one, and of course that was kind of like a comedy show because I couldn't get that darn last embellishment on there. So, oh my word. So that completes this video, and I'm sorry it's kind of in different segments and I'm kind of a little bit choppy when I'm talking. It's just part of my life now with having this facial pain, so I hope it's not too annoying for you guys. So what I wanted to do, and I'm just getting a couple things together for you guys off camera here, is I wanted to do just kind of a small giveaway on my channel, just because one, I like to share a lot of the craftings that I had, and I think it's just kind of fun to do giveaways, and it's kind of a thank you for you guys for sticking with me and continuing to come back and watch my videos. So what I'm going to be doing, I'll just leave these items here, is I'm going to put together this, again, this is just small compared to my normal giveaways. I'm just going to be putting in a package of the sticker bows from the Dollar Tree, and I went back to find another pack of the flowers and they were all gone. I was like, no. So, and I thought I bought more than 2 packs, but I guess I didn't, because I bought a ton of the bows. But so I hope this doesn't seem weird or tacky, but what I was going to do was include these last 4 flowers as well. These are the ones that I painted on camera, and so that what's on that piece of acetate is just the paint. So I know it kind of looks bad, but I wanted to include these so you can have at least a few flowers to play with along with this. And then I put together just a little bit of some of the cheesecloth, wrapped it with that crinkled trim I had. I'm gonna include some of these pearl sprays, and then I'm going to include this bunch of the flowers that I use on this particular project. And then in this little glassine bag closed with some of the birdcage washi tape, I put in a few of these flat back pearls that gave me so much trouble. So I think that's everything I was going to put in. Oh, and then I'm also going to put in just some little samplings of this different Mayarts trim that I have left over. I love it. I'm hoarding it. I have a lot of Mayarts trim because I've guest designed for them before, but I want to include some of this to kind of share the love with you guys too. So all I ask that you guys do is just comment below and let me know what project you would use these items on in your craft room, whether it's something for you, whether it's something to give away for a gift to somebody else, or whether it's you know, any kind of project you can think of to add to some home decor or whatever. So whatever you think it is, and again, it won't be all of this trim. I'm going to, you know, cut some down just so you guys don't get upset when you don't get all this whole pile. But anyway, so all I want you guys to do is just comment below, let me know what you would make with these items, and then what I'm going to do is the first person to comment, they're going to be number 1. And I'm going to do this fairly by going by the time, because I get a notification every time I get a comment. So the first one will be obvious, and then the second person will be number 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And then what I'm going to do is random.org, and I'll video that, and just so you guys know that I'm not playing favorites or I'm not being fair. I'll do that on camera, and then I'll let you guys know who that winner is based off of that number. So I think what I'll do is give this, let's see, today is, let me look at my phone, what is today? So today is, where am I at here? Sorry guys, today is April 7th. Sorry, since I'm on medical leave, I'm like, what date is it today? I don't really have a schedule anymore. So today is Thursday the 8th, and I think what I'll do is I'll let this go until Saturday, and I will close it at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is where I live. So effective as soon as I get this video up today until noon on Saturday the 9th. And then what I'll do is just go ahead after it's closed, I'll go ahead and count the number of comments, number them in order, and then I'll do a quick video with random.org, and then I will show you guys who won this little tiny giveaway from me that same day. So on the 9th, you guys, in the afternoon, probably about 12:30, maybe even 12:15ish, I'll try to get it done quick because I know you guys want to find out who won this, and then I'll post a video letting you guys know. So once this is closed, then that's when I'll go ahead and draw the numbers and do the random.org for the giveaway. Sorry you guys, it feels so choppy. And as an extra bonus, I want to also include this little glassine sack too. So what I'll probably do is put some of these goodies in this glassine sack as well. So there's that for you guys. And I'm going to include a bottle of this liquid adhesive. I have to go back to the Dollar Tree and get another one. No, I bought 2. So I have a brand new one in the package I'll include as well for you guys. Just want to kind of give you some of these Dollar Tree items aside from this and the glassine sack, just so you guys can kind of have that to play with. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know this particular tutorial is kind of choppy just because I feel like I'm having some difficulty speaking but you know, I can't control that. But thank you guys, I really appreciate it. So again, these are the projects I created. Here's the last one, and then these are the items I'm going to be including in just a tiny giveaway for you guys. So thank you so much. Happy crafting, happy planning, happy scrapping, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi guys, you thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Sorry. So as soon as I turned the camera off, I thought to myself, you know what? I don't need to keep these clothespins I just made because I have quite a few that I've altered already myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw 2 winners by random.org. So the first person that I pull, or random.org does with whatever the number is, they're going to get the items that I showed you guys in the last segment of the video. And then the next person is I'm going to do the random.org for. They will get this set of clothespins sent to them by me, and then I'm also going to include some of the other embellishments and things that I shared with you guys in the first part of the video. So I just want to come back on and let you guys know that I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 people for this particular giveaway. And then what I think I want to kind of want to do is maybe once a month do kind of some smaller giveaways like this. I think it's just kind of fun. And then when I reach my 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a larger giveaway, and then kind of go from there when I do larger giveaways. So I'm just going to include some of the other little embellishments I shared with you guys for the second winner, who's going to win these 4 clothespins in addition to some extra embellishments. So thanks guys, happy crafting again, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi guys, this is going to be the most choppy video series I've ever done. I'm so sorry about that. I just wanted to go ahead and share with you really quickly, this is the second giveaway that I'll be doing. So it's the flowers, it's the clothespins that I just did on camera, some more of those little flat back pearls, some pearl spray, 2 different bits of some trim, Mayart's trim, and some cheesecloth. So, and I forgot to say that for both giveaways, you need to be a subscriber to my channel. Whether you're a new subscriber or an existing subscriber, you guys have to be a subscriber to my channel first, and then comment and let me know what you would do with these different items, and then I'll do the random.org draw for 2 on Saturday the 9th at noon Pacific Standard Time. Thanks guys, and I'm really saying goodbye this time. Bye.